Peace, love, and love, Belizeans. Make a show no really quick how no could possibly fall into the trap of serving multiple masters, and you know how that no good, right? Some Bible following persons, right? So Belizeans, right? This, if you notice, you govern on Belizean and you're governed by government of Belize, which he that the king and he that the state. So when he charge you, he come as the king of the state. More likely he come as the king. But he that under this, under the rules and the laws of this. So whoever governs you, rules you. But Belizeans have a choice, freedom, right? You got independence, right? So you got a choice for get governed right there. Right? So by the church. So right there, I Belize, we got mainly the Roman Catholic Church, but then I know this church, I know they only one way look at Jesus as the head of everything, right? Because on this side right there, the king, the head of everything, but we call it the state. So his rules, his laws, right there. For the Christians right there, with a Protestant, got a Baptist, Methodist, Orthodox, Assyrian, they are the lone human beings. They underneath this, human beings. And right there you have Jesus at the top, and he represented by all of them pastors or priests or ministers. Then they're a church. So Belizean have a right to be governed by the church. But right there that way. But the problem usually arises when the government of Belize, as the king of the state, through his crown officers, through his ministers. Isn't that interesting? Ministers, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Now, the government of Belize, they could govern and regulate and rule all the companies of Belize, all the corporations of Belize, all the sole proprietors of Belize, all the Belize persons, meaning every person where the government of Belize create through a certificate, then govern it. Then the persons, the Belizeans. So, but Belizeans usually get confused. They don't know which one of them God. Then said this one that right there, then God there's somewhere on this side, yeah. But how they conduct themselves, how they act, then the more right, yeah. Why? I got to tell you now why. Because if you step on this side right there, well, you need the church to govern you, right? Well, you got to be one of them, you have to work for one of them, you have to be a human being who work or for donate your time and energy and and your life. You have to basically pledge allegiance to one of them there. You have to give a bond. But if you want to under this right here, you under this, you have to give a bond. I promise to obey, I promise to serve, I promise my allegiance to you. Or you put it on paper, I give my allegiance to you. But most Belizeans, by assumption, how they behave, then they're right there. Because say, and right there, the rules very simple right there. No kill nobody, no trespass, no lie, no steal. No do evil things, no promote it, no participate in it. If the thing that do people bad, no involve yourself in that. No involve yourself in a corruption, in a hurting other people, potentially damaging the lives of others. No, participate. But right there, where that happen. People pay one fee right there for permission, call a license or a permit for do all of the things where you're not really supposed to do right there. But then right there, people like it, yeah. People are get a license for sell drugs, for sell alcohol, for sell tobacco, for sell all kind of thing when not good for people in general. But Belizeans, by their conduct, then they're right, yeah. The government have to control and govern the heathens who exist. And then people then talk a lot about heathens. Problem is even right here, Like a lot of little bit of corruption. Well, not leave it, but a lot of, every once in a while you see corruption right there, right? More so right, yeah. And yeah, you see corrupt attitude, character, corrupt titles that claim to represent right there, right? Problem is that two of them right there, both of them right there, then still are fake. Two of them. Because man no need none of them for be governed. Man, the up, yeah. It's a man that directly beneath his maker. Man know that they have a universal maker. He no need to be told that you know for lie, he know you know for doing the things. And he can do it not with his words, he can show it with his action, with his character, with his conduct. He want make sure that he take care of the things that belong to the maker. He want use everything what the maker do, and he want claim it for the maker. He never claim it for he, because that's not true. How you want be owner of a land? How you could say I own land? That's our government say I own this land, and then you pass it to the Belizeans. I own this land. That can't be true. That are only for the heathens right there will believe that. Man no can't own no land. You could be a trustee, hold title for this, the maker, for the benefit of the future creations, the future children of the maker. In fact, for the benefit of all the creatures of the maker. He know that everything in this world, everything, all that for he, for this thing right there, for maker. He know that he can't claim land, he can't claim rivers, he can't claim airspace, he can't claim things that belong to him, because he know that that can't be real. That could only be in a world of fiction, in a world of imagination and fantasy, which it could only be in a world where man create. This is the man-made world. See, man get the rights from the maker over the land, the air, the water. Right? You get it. The land, the air, and the water. Right? So he get it. Man get the laws from the maker. And man pass it down. For some reason, man pass it down. He give it to church. To make church take over the responsibility of land, air, water. So what church do is say, okay, look, we can't govern the things where the maker create. We can't govern man. Because man already know that he can't own anything. But as soon as man say, oh, I own this, I own that, I own my kids, I own my dog, I own my house, he that done fiction. He fall under, yeah. He is a type of man, a color of man. He is a color of man. He's a human, a type of man. He ain't really man. So then govern humans. And then what happened is that man passed down his rights that he received from his maker. He passed it on to the church, and the church acquired that right. He acquired the rights, and the rights for even use the property what he get from man, and charge only interest that are called tidings, right? Tidings. So that are the interest. Man passed down the title, the rights, and the interest to the church. And the church then get the rights to collect interest. That are when they start with the tidings. But after they collect so much thousands of years, God knows, maybe hundreds of years of alone gold and silver coins, right? Gold and silver coins. Church then passed down all of this to the state. But through the banks. And then the estate began from the church to the state or the king. So the king now have rightful claim to the title, right? To the rights and to the interest of all the things of what he had, which is the the land or the territories, right? So then just call it territories. So now if these things right here, even this, use any property that the state has an interest in, he got it right to collect tidings, just like but he not call it tidings, he call it tax. So, Belizeans, if one man or a woman claim he don't want Belizean, well, he the right down here. His level of consciousness there right down here. He don't know where to go on here. He don't know where to go on here. And he don't know what is. He didn't care. Well, I mean, these are just assumptions, right? These are just a perspective. Give one ideas how Belizeans, this fictitious character produced and manifested through a birth certificate. In law, it's known as an ens legis. Look it up. Google what this means. It's a creature of law. It's a creature of his law. Now, if you associate yourself from being this fictitious entity, then definitely you are governed. Right? Yeah, you're governed. But you have a choice. Then give you a right. Figure right, yeah. A lot of Belizeans think that their rights come from, yeah. Government give me rights. The Constitution give me my rights. No. The Constitution is to govern them, to limit them and the creatures that they create, because then they receive value. Then they receive estates from the church, what the church get from man. And by default, Allah will always claim this, but we have to know what this means. You can't just say, I don't want man. But then you they all both right there to serve all of them different masters. Anyway, this is just a perspective on law, you know. The law, they look on it like this. If you don't study law, you might not understand this. But I mean law, like law and equity. If you study the history of equity, the courts of chancery, common law, and how the history of common law was very stern, very harsh. It's a master-slave system. And then gone through equity, because common law they right there. Then we there under common law, this government right there, Belizeans right there, all the way. Our persons they under common law, under equity, which is true either with them or directly with him. And that's the way we call trust law. Trust law is what creates the Constitution, or gives Constitution a framework to exist, or a foundation to exist. Sorry, yeah. But trust law is what governs the Constitution, because that's why they're not trustees, right? So anyway, this is just a perspective. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and law.